The story starts, and we see Joy and her boyfriend Mason. Joy loved Mason very much and always took care of him, but Mason did not care about Joy at all and concentrated mostly on his work. It is said that today was Mason's birthday, so Joy was planning something exciting to make him happy. On the other hand, we see Jack, who was a debauched boy and had very little to do with things like love and commitment. Next, we see Joey throwing a surprise party for her boyfriend Mason, while her best friend Sarah tells her that you haven't done too much. Mason doesn't even deserve this, but Joey is madly in love with him. So she had also booked 2 tickets to Vegas so that she and Mason could go there for the weekend and enjoy. Then after a while, we see that Mason also comes there and Joy starts taking him inside to surprise him. But then Mason tells her, "No, I can't do this. And I've been wanting to tell you something for a long time." Joey says, "Go inside first. Tell me all this later," but then Mason tells her, "I don't love you and I have to break up with you." Now after hearing this, Joy becomes very sad and goes away from there. On the other hand, we see Jack, who was sitting in his office and betting on the match. Then his boss comes there. That it was his father and tells him that, "I know you don't like working here and I also don't want you to work here, so I am firing you." Jack says that, "You are firing me from my own company. How can you take it out? After you, I am the heir of all this." On which the father says that after my departure, I will transfer this company to someone else, but not to you. Then on the same night, we see that Jack meets one of his friends, Rob, and tells him that my father fired me from my own company, on which Rob says that, "Brother, you should file a case against your father." But Jack does not want to do so. He tells him that, "Brother, we should go somewhere where..." But Rob says, "Let's go to Vegas." On the other hand, Joy was also sitting in a bar with Sarah and was telling her that Mason has ruined my life. I thought he would marry me, but he turned out to be a coward. That's why Sarah told him. She says, "Let's go somewhere. This will improve your mood too." After which she shows him the same 2 tickets to Vegas and says, "Let's go to Vegas." Now all 4 of them reach Vegas and have a lot of fun there. Jack, who is the girl, was a fan, so as soon as he reached there, he started clinging to the girls. Further, when both of them went to their room, they saw that Sarah and Joey were already there, who were taking bath in their bathroom. Now both the girls get scared after seeing them and start beating them, considering them as thieves, but later they realize that all 4 of them have been given the same room by mistake. Later, Joy goes to the hotel reception and complains to the manager. Joy asks that all 4 of them be given 2 separate rooms, but the manager tells her that all the rooms in the hotel are full, so all 4 of them will have to adjust in one room. Now hearing this, Joy gets angry and fights with him. Due to which, as an apology, the hotel manager gives him 2 shopping coupons. Now seeing this, Jack also goes to that manager and traps him in his words in such a way that the manager gives him VIP shopping passes so that they could have bought expensive things for free. Now all 4 of them create a Lamborghini.com, but Jack and his friend were being too cheap with Joey and Sarah, due to which both of them get angry and start leaving from there. But then Jack, he calls out to Joey and asks her to go out for a drink with him. Now at first, Joey refuses him, but then Jack somehow convinces her, after which they both go to a restaurant to have a drink. Then during the conversation, Jack tells Joy that my father fired me from my own company, so I have come here to have fun. Joy says that my fiancé cheated on me, so I have come here to call him. Gradually, both of them become very friendly with each other, after which they both drink a lot and party the whole night. Then during the party, they both come very close to each other, after which they go to the bedroom. They go to the gym and become intimate with each other. Then the next morning, when Joy opens her eyes, she is surprised to see the ring on her finger, and then her eyes fall on a note which Jack had left for her. He was calling her his wife. Now Joy gets scared after seeing this, and then she remembers that last night, under the influence of alcohol, Joy and Jack had married each other. On the other hand, Jack also tells Rob that, "Brother, last night I married Joy while drunk." Now Rob is surprised to hear this and asks him, "Brother, what will you do now?" Then Joy also brings Sarah there, and everyone sits together and starts having breakfast. Meanwhile, seeing the opportunity, Jack sees the opportunity, takes Joey aside and tells him that whatever happened between us last night was just a mistake. So forget everything that happened, to which Joey says that, "You are cheating on me, I thought so." Now gradually their conversation turns into a fight, after which Joy angrily gives a coin to Jack and says that this money will be enough for a fakir like you. But then Jack thinks that coin is a lottery. Jack puts it in the machine and starts leaving from there. But suddenly a loud noise comes from that machine, and when Jack turns back, he comes to know that he has won the entire prize of $3 million from this machine, while Joey also. She is very happy to see that and comes there to collect that prize. She says that this lottery is based on my coin, so half the amount will be mine. On which Jack says that you had given that coin to me, so now you forget the money. But after seeing so much money, Joy turns around and tells Jack that you are my husband, so now I will also have an equal share in the money. But Jack did not want to distribute this money among anyone, so he accused Joy. He files a case, and then in the court, Jack's husband Rob says that out of greed for money, this girl is forcefully calling my client her husband, but then there Joy shows the judge the notice which Jack had written for her, and along with this, she shows him a video clip in which both of them were confessing that both of them are married. Now seeing all this, the judge says that this is the first time that I have seen such a case that on the very next day of marriage, both of you refuse to get married. Therefore, I am giving you both 6 months' time. If your relationship improves, then both of you should divide this money equally, and if it does not happen, and anyone demands divorce before 6 months, then this money will be given in full. The money will be given to the other person. Now both of them get nervous after hearing this decision, after which they both decide that they both will pretend to be married for 6 months, so that the judge will feel that they both are very happy together. Then, the next day, Joy will marry them. She takes all the things and shifts to Jack's house, but at the same time, both of them also plan that they will harass each other so much that one of them will ask for divorce before 6 months, so that all the money will go to the other. We'll meet. Now from here, both of them start harassing each other. First of all, Jack gives Joy a bed to sleep on, which was smelling very bad so that she could not live with him in this house and leave from here, but Joy also does not give up, and she agrees to sleep on a rotten bed for $3 million. Then, the next morning when Jack was urinating very heavily, Joy deliberately spent more time in the bathroom. Now, at first, Jack abuses her a lot, but when even this does not bring Joy out, Jack goes to the kitchen sink and urinates. Further, when both of them are called for therapy, both of them stand in front of the therapist like this. They behave that both of them love each other very much. Now many days pass by doing all this, and then one day when Joy and Sarah were talking to each other, Joy starts telling her problems. On this, Sarah tells her, I have an idea. If we prove that Jack is having an affair with someone else besides you, then the judge will give his verdict in your favor. On the other hand, Rob was also telling the same plan to Jack, that if your wife has an affair with someone else, then all the money will be yours. After which both of them start working on their plan from the very next day. On the other hand, Jack mixes a lot of Viagra in Joy's milkshake early in the morning, after which when she is in her office, she gets so excited there that she gets ready to get intimate with her boss, while on the other hand, 2 girls come to Jack's house and tell him that in our house, Ka's door is locked and can we and our friends stay here until someone comes and opens it. Now, Jack was not going to leave this opportunity, and he calls both of them inside his house. Later, he calls Rob and tells him to come home quickly. Many girls have come here. Now on hearing this, Rob tells him that this is the plan of your fake wife and she will trap you and take all the money for herself. Now after hearing this, Jack also gets an idea, after which he calls some of his leech and bastard friends to his house, who as soon as they come pounce on those girls. Now seeing this, all the girls get scared, and she leaves from there, and then one day Jack asks one of his friends to call Joy by posing as a counselor, after which she calls him and says that today's counseling will be held on Friday. Now Joy becomes happy after hearing this, and is happy. She goes to the bathroom and starts taking a bath, but suddenly she hears the sound of Jack going out of the house. Now she was finding it a bit strange, so she immediately calls the counselor where she comes to know that their meeting is today itself. Now hearing this, she quickly gets ready and comes out and takes a taxi to go to the counselor, but then Jack calls her and tells her that I have your purse, so how will you give the money to the taxi driver now after hearing this? The taxi driver also stops his car and asks Joy to get out of the car. Joy requests the taxi driver and says that I will do whatever you say. The taxi driver says, okay, quickly take off your clothes now, Joy. At first, she refuses him, but later she agrees to his request, and in return, he takes her there, while Jack somehow fights with her and reaches the counselor later in the night when Jack is at his house. When he comes, he sees that Joy has called his parents there. In fact, here, Joy wanted to win the hearts of Jack's parents by becoming good in their eyes, so that later in the court she would not represent her son, but his support. But on this, Jack tells her that this fight is between both of us, so at least you don't drag my parents into this. Now Joy also agrees with him, after which they all have dinner together and talk. Then the next morning, when Jack was looking for his stuff, he finds a ring of Joey's in his hand, which was given to him by Mason. Now he goes to meet Mason with that ring and tells him that Joey is still very much in love with you. Love tells him that tomorrow she is coming to the park for a walk, so if you want, you can come there and meet her. Then the next morning, we see that Jack calls all his friends to meet in the park, where Joey also meets Sarah. On the other hand, Jack was playing with some small children, seeing which Joy starts getting attracted towards him. Further, while both of them were roaming, Jack disappears from there on the pretext of going to the bathroom. But as soon as he leaves, Mason is there. But Joey is surprised to see him. Then Mason comes to her and starts apologizing to her for his actions and says that if you want, we can start a new relationship in this relationship. But Joey refuses him, and she says that you go away from here. On the other hand, Jack was also secretly watching both of them and seeing them talking. I don't know why he started getting jealous. Further, when he tells this to Rob, Rob tells him that Jack has fallen in love with Joey and says, "No, brother, I am not made for love, and anyway, tomorrow I have to go to Joey's office party." On this, Rob tells him that, "Brother, this is your chance to humiliate Joey in front of everyone." Then the next day at the party, Jack was planning to destroy Joy when Joy comes in front of him wearing a nice dress, seeing which he cancels his plan. Later, Joy introduces Jack to her boss, but Jack impresses her boss with his words. Now happy with this, Joy's boss gives her a promotion in the job, due to which Joy becomes very happy and she too is no longer able to control her feelings for Jack, and they start talking to each other. They become intimate together there. Now 6 months pass by doing this, and finally the day of judgment of their case also arrives. Early in the morning, when Joy leaves for the court, Mason comes in front of her and tells her that if you want, we can be together again, after which he gives her the same ring which Jack had given her. Now Joy is surprised to see this ring, and she understands that Jack must have given this ring to her, so that she goes back to Miss, and all the money goes to Jack's name. Now knowing this, she gets heartbroken and leaves from there in anger. Then during the court hearing, the judge asks both of them if they are together, on which Joy says that no, I want a divorce from Jack, and I don't want anything from his money. After which Joy comes to Jack and puts the ring given by Mason in front of him and goes away from there. Finally, Jack had won this case, but I don't know why he was not happy after winning this case. Now a few days pass like this, and we see that both of them started feeling sad without each other. Joy gets upset at this. She quits her job and decides to leave the city as well. On the other hand, Jack can't handle it anymore, so he goes to his best friend Sarah to find out about Joey, but she tells him that I also don't know where Joey is. Then one day, while cleaning the house, Jack finds a photo which was of a lighthouse. Now, after seeing this, Jack remembers that Joey had once told him that he had to see this light. Now Jack runs to the same lighthouse and finds Joy standing there sadly. Jack comes to her and apologizes for his mistakes, after which he proposes her for marriage. Now, because Joy also loved him, she calls out his mistakes and accepts his proposal, and friends, with this story ends here.